Okay. Yes, it's another day. It's day three of our book reading challenge. I hope you're here with me. Okay, so now I remember to schedule today's live video. Um, yeah, so I think I'm going to have to be scheduling it so we can all do this together. Yeah, so if you are seeing the notification of this live video, you can you know click on the notify me option so that when it's time you'll be notified, and then we can you know read a chapter together, read a book together. Okay, like I told you when we started this challenge, book reading helps you a lot. Okay, it helps you a lot. So instead of you doing the watching on your phone does the watching for you. Okay, yeah. So, and it can be a time after your dinner, you just set the time to just read a book. It helps, it actually helps. So today we are going to continue on our book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I told you guys, please join me. You can purchase the book. If you have the book, we can read it together, and then we can be able to share ideas, views, and discuss on the chapters. So today we are on chapter 3. Yes, chapter 3. So first chapter we learned we've learned two principles so far. We've learned two principles so far. The first principle which we've learned is don't complain, don't condemn, and don't criticize. Yeah. So that's the first principle. So if you want to know how, if you want to be a master at dealing with people, if you want to be a master at, attracting people to you, you know, so the first principle de Carnegie, the author of this book, is trying to educate us on is that we should limit criticism, limit it to a zero, in fact to a zero limit, limit it, limit criticism, limit complaint, limit condemnation. So this is something that you can practice wherever you find yourself, be it at your workplace, be it in your school, amongst your colleagues, amongst your peers, in your family, amongst your siblings. Limit the criticism, limit the limit the complaint. Okay. I grew up in a family setting where my parents were always at it, almost every day. And as I grew older, and with my with the knowledge I have so far on psychology and family counseling, you know I've discovered that many one of the main reasons why many marriages do not work is because one spouse or both spouses tend to always look at faults between each other. They're always looking at the faults. They never try to look at the wins. They never try to look at the the strengths of their spouses. And that's what's going to lead us to our second principle, which we learned from the second chapter. And they Carnegie tried to enlighten us that we should always appreciation, give sincere and honest appreciation. So you see why I'm saying you should read this book. You need to read this book, because in life you're going to come across people, and you need to be able to be a master at dealing with them if you want to succeed in this life. Yeah, you need to be a master at dealing with people. So this book is for you. All right, so I'm gonna go off. Okay. um in case you don't see me speaking or doing anything, I'm reading my chapter. You should too. See you soon. Okay, I'm back. Yes, yes, yes. So, um, chapter three was an enlightening one as always. So, guys, like I said, we are on how to win friends and influence people. Okay, we are on how to win friends and influence people, chapter three. Okay, and the principle, just to summarize, the principle of chapter three is to arouse in the other person's an eager want. And what this means is that if you're trying to mm, win a person to your side, if you're trying to, you know, influence someone or a certain group of people to do things that you want, that you need them to, you need to begin to think, not just about your interests. You need to begin to think not about what you would gain from everything. Okay, you need to begin to think about what they will gain. Okay, you need to begin to think about their wants, their interests. So that's what the chapter is all about. So you need to be able to arouse that wants in the other person, arouse it in a way. Now, take for instance, you are at a workplace and you want to be able to, you're a team leader and you want to be able to motivate, your teammates. You want to be able to motivate the group to be able to, earn more, to be able to bring in more leads. Okay, you don't remind them that, oh, do this, you have to do this because that is what the company needs, that is what they want. Okay, you have to arouse that desire in them, by making it look like, okay, if you are able to bring in leads, okay, bringing in leads will do this for you, bringing in leads will do that for you, you know so you have to arouse that want in them. Okay, you have to think, do a good reflection and do a good, introspection or investigation of what they actually want. What do they want? For instance, in a family setting, a child is refusing to eat. You're trying to push the child, eat, eat, eat. The child is refusing to eat. Okay, you can't continue to, be mad at the child for not eating. It only makes it worse. It only makes it worse. So what you have to do is to think, what does the child want? And then you will now be able to see how you can be able to align the interests of that child, the wants of that child with your wants. And then everyone goes a winner at the end of the day. Okay, so if you're trying to influence people to be on your side, you have to stop thinking of what you want, what you're going to gain. Stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about them. What would they gain? What do they want? Okay, so when you're able to discover that, then you propose it to them and you see how they will begin to, come to you, how they'll begin to be interested in whatever you're proposing to them. Okay, so that's what this chapter is about, chapter three. Okay, so the first chapter we learned, do not criticize, do not condemn, do not complain. The second chapter we learned about giving sincere and honest appreciation in times where even if you can't see 10% of what someone has done, there must be at least a 5% of what you can, appreciate someone for. Okay, yeah, so learn to appreciate than criticize or condemn or complain. Okay, and the third chapter teaches us about the other person's need. Start thinking about the other person's need. If you want to influence people, think about what they want, not what you want. And that is how you can bring them to your side. Yes. So that's all for this chapter. Thank you for doing this with me. All right. Yes. Thank you for doing this with me. So I'm going to schedule another time tomorrow. We're going to do this again tomorrow. Okay? Yes. So see you same time tomorrow with your book ready, and I'm sure we're going to have fun again. Bye.